Hey, it's Miguel. It's been a while since I've last recorded a video and uploaded on my personal YouTube channel. And it's been a crazy few months. It's been a crazy year. I think the last time I recorded a video, I mentioned that I was working at the matching firm and I was living with housemates. And yeah, I decided to move back in with my mom and my siblings just because I saw that there was a need. My mom, my little sister, my little brother, they need a lot of emotional and spiritual support. And I've also been helping my mom and my siblings physically, spiritually, and financially. And a few years ago, I decided to accept a job offer at the International Rescue Committee as the inventory specialist. And I do more than just inventory. I do a lot of data management. I've done reports to finance. I would manage the storages, process donations for our clients. And it's been a wild, crazy ride to work for the International Rescue Committee. And then I feel like the past year I've definitely was struggling spiritually. I'm not going to lie. I could definitely make another separate video on the challenges that I was going through spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And yeah, here we are. As I mentioned, I don't have any script, and I'm just gonna give a quick update. And right now, I feel really compelled to pursue a master's in finance and analytics, specifically at the Santa Clara University. And I believe I have a plan, but at the end of the day, right, it's all up to God. I really do want to pursue a master's in finance and analytics, but I'm going to give it into the hands of God. And another thing too that's also been on my mind and my heart is I really want to move out, specifically with strong men of God, men who are disciplined, men that are godly, and men who are just willing to uphold transparency, accountability, discipline, all that good stuff. I think it's time for me to move out. I think I've helped my mom and my siblings enough, and it's time for me to, move on and, create my own life, make my own adult decisions. And I can't be, helping my parents, that long because I also have to, take care of my life and my future. I can't just be trying to do everything and helping them out if that makes any sense. And I also need to take charge of my own future, right? In a sense in the Bible too, right, that when a man and a woman get married, they're going to be leaving their parents, right? And I believe there's another passage in the Bible where it says that that a man and a woman, they just simply need to, move on and get out of the household. I might be wrong. I guess what I'm basically trying to say is that I have a desire to one day get married and have kids, and I also want to serve my church. I have all these projects and I have these plans in my mind, and I think it's just time that I just move out of the house, Lord willing. And I also want to get, I also want a good job. I decided to focus temporarily on my studies, on my certificate program. So I did leave the International Rescue Committee, just to be transparent. And then right now I'm in that awkward phase where I just want to focus on my certificates, on my studies, and my personal growth. And Lord willing, I am going to get a job, no doubt about it. I might either return to the Mantian firm, I might work at a restaurant or a store. But right now, my focus is just on God and on my professional development and on my studies. And then I guess the other update that I have is my friend and I were going to be creating a podcast. The podcast is titled Character and Conviction. And in this podcast, we're going to be going over a lot of specific topics related to dating, related to love, marriage, career, church life, prayer life, sex, friends, family, controversial issues. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, and I'm very, very excited. And we're living in a very difficult time. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of conflicts, there's just so much crises within our generation. And young men and women, they just need help, they need guidance, they need wisdom, they need knowledge, they need the truth. And I'm just very excited. I'm also going through that journey as well. I'm not perfect. I am not a pastor. I'm not a youth leader. I do not feel qualified. I don't feel called. I don't feel worthy to even be able to create a podcast, to continue on my career, to serve in my church, to be a man, to be a husband. I do not feel worthy. I do not feel called. In fact, sometimes I feel weak. Sometimes I feel vulnerable. Sometimes I feel like I can't do certain things. But that's the beauty of vulnerability, weakness, darkness, is that God can move through all of that. And I just can't wait to see what God is going to do in these next few months or years. I'm very excited. And as I mentioned, right, like these are my plans. These are the actions, steps, vision, and goals that I have in my life. But at the end of the day, it's going to be God's will. I don't know if tomorrow is promised. I don't know if the next few weeks are promised. I don't know if the next month or year is promised. Who knows? Who knows? And so I'm really excited to see what God has in store for my family, for my community, for my friends, for myself. I'm looking forward to it. Man. And then this video is getting really long and I am going to end it. And I pray that God's will happens. Amen.